With the NBA Draft Combine coming to an end, there's been a lot of news surrounding the NCAA Transfer Portal as players are making their decision whether or not to stay in the NBA Draft. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down all things Transfer Portal and Draft Combine and what that means for these players. So let's jump into it. And to start us off, let's talk about some of the available players in the transfer portal that aren't going through the NBA draft process. And it seems that USC transfer Desmond Claude might be nearing the end of his recruitment, and Alabama looks like the team to beat. The 6'6 junior guard is one of the top players left in the portal and is set to take an official visit to Tuscaloosa beginning Sunday evening. Claude had a strong season last year, averaging 15.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, while shooting 48% from the field and earning all Big Ten honorable mention honors. Known for his athleticism, 3-level scoring, and ability to both create and distribute, Claude brings in a complete offensive package and is one of the most dynamic guards in the transfer class. He was a late but impactful addition to the portal, and it seems to still be drawing interest from top-tier programs like Duke, Kentucky, and Gonzaga. North Carolina, Florida, and Virginia were previously in the mix, but seem to no longer be pursuing Claude. But with the way things are trending, my prediction is that Desmond Claude will be playing for Nate Oates and the Alabama Crimson Tide come next season. Tyon Grant-Foster is a 6'7 wing and former WAC Player of the Year at Grand Canyon and remains one of the most talented players in the transfer portal. Despite battling injuries last season, he still averaged 15 points over 26 games. And the year prior, he posted an impressive 20 points per game, showcasing his ability to consistently score at all 3 levels. Grant-Foster is a tough shot taker and maker, capable of creating his own offense and defending multiple positions. However, his journey hasn't been easy. He's searching for his 4th and final college stop after previous stints at Kansas, DePaul, and Grand Canyon. Medical concerns and the possibility of needing a waiver make him a risk, but the upside is undeniable for any team. And programs like Gonzaga and Michigan State have reportedly shown interest, and whichever team lands him could be getting a veteran playmaker with the ability to impact games in big moments if he is able to stay healthy. North Carolina forward Ven-Allen Lubin is in the transfer portal and is expected to make his decision in the coming days. Originally, Lubin entered the portal with the full intention of returning to Chapel Hill, but things seem to have shifted. The 6'8 junior is now seriously considering Mississippi State, NC State, and Auburn as some of his top landing spots. Lubin had a solid season for the Tar Heels last year, averaging 8.7 points and 5.5 rebounds per game, and really made an impression in postseason play, scoring 13 points per game in the NCAA tournament and dropping 20 in the ACC tournament against Duke. And after previous stops at Notre Dame and Vanderbilt, Lubin has developed into a tough, athletic forward who can impact the game on both ends. His experience, physicality, and tournament production make him one of the most valuable forwards still on the board, and whoever lands Lubin will be getting a major boost to their front court. Boogie Fland has officially withdrawn from the NBA draft and will not participate in the remainder of the combine. The former McDonald's All-American and #1 ranked point guard in his high school class now remains one of the most sought-after names in the transfer portal. As a freshman at Arkansas, Fland averaged 13.5 points, 5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 steals per game, boasting an elite 3.7 to 1 assist-to-turnover ratio. And at 6'2", he's a dynamic floor general who can score, create, and defend at a high level, and the Florida Gators are the heavy favorites to land him. And if they do, the reigning national champs would be adding one of the top point guards in the portal. Numerous other schools, including Kansas, are interested in Fland, but as of now, all signs point to Gainesville as the most likely destination and is my official prediction for where Boogie Fland will end up next season. Memphis transfer PJ Haggerty is turning heads during the NBA draft process and may be playing his way into a professional contract. The 6'3 guard impressed at the 2025 NBA Draft Combine scrimmage, scoring 18 points on 7 of 13 shooting and being labeled as a stock riser by multiple people. After a dominant sophomore season at Memphis, where he averaged nearly 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game, Haggerty earned AAC Player of the Year, second-team All-American honors, and AAC Tournament MVP, and now he faces a major decision: stay in the draft, where he's reportedly trending toward a late second-round promise, or return to college, which is the expectation by most. If he does come back, NC State is currently viewed as the favorite to land him, with Ole Miss, Texas, and a possible return to Memphis also in the mix. Haggerty's elite scoring and playmaking ability make him one of the most intriguing names to watch as we approach decision time, and I would expect him to be a member of the Wolfpack come next season. Yaxel Lendeborg, the number 1 ranked player in the transfer portal and a Michigan commit, is currently 50-50 on whether he'll remain in the NBA draft or return to college. After a strong showing at the NBA draft combine, highlighted by his 7'4" wingspan, defensive versatility, and productive scrimmage play, he's gained serious buzz from scouts and is being projected to in the late first to early second round. Lendeborg averaged 17.5 points, 11.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks this season at UAB, shooting 52% from the field. And the 6'9", 240-pound forward has the size and skill to play multiple positions, but he has been quoted saying that he was stuck on what he is going to do, which sums up just how tough of a decision it is. If he doesn't go pro, he'll head to Michigan and be a game-changing addition for Dusty May and the Wolverines, and my prediction is that he is going to end up coming back to school and play for the Wolverines next season, but either way, Lendeborg's next move is one of the most anticipated decisions left in college basketball. Another player that's on the fence is Duke commit Cedric Coward, and he has been turning some heads during the NBA draft combine. The 6'6" senior averaged 17.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in just 6 games this past season at Washington State before going down to injury. And currently in the NBA draft process, Coward has emerged as one of the biggest risers in draft stocks so far. He is firmly projected as a first-round pick, and with his 7'2" wingspan, 38.5-inch max vertical, and a strong shooting display in drills, NBA teams are buzzing about his upside. His rise from Division III to a potential first-round pick in just 3 years is absolutely remarkable, and I'm expecting him to not return to college basketball next year and stay in the NBA draft. And if this is the case, Duke will need to pivot quickly to replace his potential impact, but if he does end up returning to college, Jon Scheyer will have one of the most physically gifted and versatile wings in the country, leading the Blue Devils next season. Another top player in the transfer portal is Texas Tech's Darrion Williams, and he is still currently weighing his options while testing the NBA draft waters. The 6'6" forward is coming off a standout junior season, averaging 15 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and a steal per game, while shooting 44% from the field and 34% from beyond the arc. He started all 34 games for the Red Raiders this past season and earned first-team All-Big 12 honors as one of the most versatile and efficient wings in the country. While Williams hasn't revealed his list of schools, programs like Kansas, Ohio State, and NC State are reportedly in the mix and don't rule out a return to Texas Tech. But my official prediction is that he will end up at Kansas next season with Bill Self. But Williams has said that he's looking for an opportunity that will push him to improve and raise his NBA stock in what could be his final collegiate season and will be a major addition wherever he lands. St. John's star RJ Lewis, the reigning Big East Player of the Year, remains one of the most intriguing names in both the transfer portal and the NBA draft process. Despite entering the portal with a do not contact tag early on, Lewis made it clear that entering the portal was just a backup plan, and it seems that he hasn't taken any visits or spoken to other coaches as he is fully locked in on the NBA draft process. In his recent NBA Combine scrimmage, Lewis posted 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, but really struggled from deep, going 0 for 4 from the three-point line, which is an area of concern for scouts in his game. And although he might not be getting a ton of buzz in the NBA draft, it looks like we won't get any information on his transfer portal status until he decides if he is staying in the NBA draft or heading back to school. And if he returns to college, he'll be one of the most sought-after wings in the country, but all signs point to a potential leap to the NBA next season. Florida State transfer Jamir Watkins is also testing the NBA draft waters while remaining in the transfer portal, and the 6'6" wing was a standout at the combine, dropping 23 points, 5 steals, and finishing with plus 35 plus minus in his final scrimmage. Watkins flashed his elite 3-and-D potential, backed by his 6'11" wingspan and versatile skill set, and this past season, he averaged 18.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists per game, earning second-team All-ACC honors. And although he played extremely well at the Combine, I am expecting him to play college basketball next season, and if that's the case, high majors like North Carolina, Oregon, Kansas, and Duke are all expected to be major players in his recruitment. And Watkins has mentioned that he's looking for a winning program that can elevate his draft stock, and at age 24, this may be his final chance to do just that. And if Cedric Coward stays in the draft like I'm expecting him to do so, I wouldn't be surprised if Duke is the place where we see Watkins end up next season. And finally, Indiana transfer Mackenzie Mgbako is trending toward a college return and is expected to suit up for Texas A&M next season after committing to the Aggies this offseason out of the portal. Despite a solid showing at the NBA Draft Combine, where he flashed his ability with several made threes and pull-up jumpers, it seems that returning to college is still the best move for his long-term development. Mgbako's offensive game remains mostly one-dimensional, relying heavily on scoring, particularly from beyond the arc, but with another year in college, especially this one under Bucky McMillan at Texas A&M, Mgbako has the chance to expand his game, prove he can contribute on both ends of the floor, and boost his draft stock significantly going into next year. Let me know in the comments what you think of my predictions, and who do you think is going to stay in the NBA draft and who is going to return to play college basketball. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.